Hey guys, Ken Furukawa here, and in this video, I want to talk to you about what I wish I knew before starting affiliate marketing. And this is a really interesting topic, and we can really go down a rabbit hole, but I'm going to limit this video to maybe like my top 5 or 6 things. And the reason why I wanted to record this video was because I'm a member of a community called Taking Action Online, and I'm mentoring somebody right now. And in our conversation, he had asked me a question. He said, so 3 years into this, what advice would you give yourself now? So, I've been a member of Taking Action Online for 3 years. And prior to that, so from 2019 to 2022, I've been a full-time member of Taking Action Online. Prior to that, from 2016 to 2019, I was experimenting with affiliate marketing. I wasn't doing it. I wasn't taking it seriously. I was buying products here or there. I was trying to learn here or there. It was just like a hobby. And, I'd buy products and I'd try things and nothing really worked out. I never earned a single penny. But it wasn't until I joined Taking Action Online and got serious about building a real business, that's when things started turning around. So I thought his question was a really, really interesting question. I made him a video and I thought to myself, you know what? This is a great topic for you guys, my subscribers, because I know a lot of you guys are out there and you're trying to find your way. You're trying to find your way. You're trying to figure this whole affiliate marketing thing out. And I want to give you guys my perspective for over 3 years of doing this seriously, being a member of Taking Action Online. So if I could hop into a time machine, if I could do that and bounce back 3 years prior to, Ken just hitting that buy button to join Taking Action Online, what would I tell myself so that I could prepare myself? And hopefully the words of advice that I give you, the perspective that I share with you resonates with you. So the first thing I would tell myself is that, Ken, making money online is simple, but it is not easy. And I think people tend to get those two words confused, simple and easy. I think people think they're the same, but they're not. The process of making money online, the process of affiliate marketing is simple. There are simple steps that you need to take in order to make money. But taking those steps and sticking to that strategy and being disciplined and focused enough to execute each and every day is not easy. It is not easy. And this is one of the reasons why a lot of you guys, myself included, fall victim to shiny object syndrome. This is the reason why you go searching for these cheap and cheerful products, these $17 products, and thinking that this product is going to get you from nobody to, multimillionaire in 2 weeks. And that can't be further from the truth. That really can't be further from the truth. I bought many of these products. These products teach you maybe a little something, but they leave out a lot. They leave out a lot. And that keeps you buying more and more, thinking that there's something out there, some secret loophole or hack that's gonna miraculously work. And I'm here to tell you that, do you really think, and put your common sense cap on now, do you really think a $17 product is going to make you a lot of money? Because if somebody had a secret loophole or a hack, do you think they would sell it to you for $17? Really? Do you really think that? Because I know that if I had a secret loophole or hack that was earning me a lot of money every time I push the button, I would not be selling it to you for 17 bucks. I would sell it to you for $17,000 and I would limit it to the first 5 people that bought the product. Really, I would. So I think there's a lot of common sense that needs to go into this, but I don't blame you. And I look back as well. I went through those growing pains where, I fell for the sales copy. I fell for the overhyped nature, the marketing, right? The words that they use, the pictures that they painted in my mind of me, quitting my job, firing my boss, and traveling the world. If you can stick to the process, simple steps, and forego the whole thing about, it's going to be easy, then you're really well on your way to building a business. And that leads me into thing number 2 that I would tell myself. And that would be that you got to be patient. You got to be patient, Ken. Be patient. This takes time. When you're learning something new, you got to take the time to sit down and learn it. And you not only have to learn it, but you actually have to do it. You have to implement. Learn it, implement it, and that's when you're going to start taking steps forward towards making money online or becoming a true affiliate marketer. And I think most people, again, in this day and age, with this society, everyone is into fast. I want it now. Fast food, instant coffee, all this stuff. Everything is instant and fast. And this kind of trains our brain for instant gratification. Where in affiliate marketing and making money online, you have to be the opposite. You have to have delayed gratification. You have to know that if I'm putting in all this work, that it's going to take time. But the more work that I do, the more it compounds. This is what is going to get me to that goal of making my first commission. And once I make $10, I can make 100. If I can make 100, I can make 1,000. If I can make 1,000, I can make 10,000. But it starts off with that first step. It starts off by being patient and realizing that you're building something real. Number 3 would be to stick to one strategy. Stick to one strategy. I think that a lot of you guys out there don't stick to one strategy long enough to determine whether or not it's going to work. And by sticking to a strategy, I mean, let's say you want to go into YouTube, like what I do, and you try it out. Most people make, and this is what happens. I see this a lot too, by the way. People will make 1 or 2 videos and they come and they message me saying, "Hey Ken, how come I'm not getting all this traffic? How come I don't have all these subscribers? Why am I not selling any products?" And I come back to them. I say, "Well, because nobody's watching your videos." It takes time for YouTube to understand what your channel is about. And the only way that they're going to understand what your channel is about is you got to make content. You got to produce content. And so they'll produce another couple of videos and then they'll quit after a couple of months and they'll say, "Well, it was too hard." Or, I didn't get anything out of it. And it's like, well, you didn't even try. You only did, 2 or 4 videos in 2 months. You got to do more and you got to stick to it. You got to be dedicated and put that time in and really give it a go. Give it that honest to goodness try. Go for it and do it for 6 months to a year before you decide to hang it up and try something new. And before you go and you tell me, "Well, then I've wasted 6 months to a year." No, you haven't. No, you haven't. And that's where mindset plays such a huge part in your success. And I'm going to talk about that because that's going to be my biggest piece of advice that I would give myself. But you've got to think that by you going through and trying, let's say YouTube or blogging or whatever it is, and you really go for it for 6 months to a year, you got to realize that you've built up perspective. You learned a lot. You've learned a lot of skills. Most importantly, you've learned what didn't work for you. And that's great. Because if you didn't try to begin with, you would never, ever know. So you really need to understand that you're not wasting time. You're doing what's called failing forward. And that's my number 4 piece of advice I would give myself, is that don't be afraid to fail forward. Don't be afraid to fail forward. The only way that you're going to succeed is by failing forward. I think people think that by avoiding failure, they get to success faster. And I used to think the same way too. But in reality, you've got to go through failure before you hit success. And that's, to me, that's the truth. And I think most people tend to avoid that. And it's not their fault. It's not your fault. It's not my fault. It's just the way that we are taught at a very young age. How many of you guys have been told by your parents that if you don't get good grades, you're a failure? If you don't good grades, you can't go to a good college. If you don't go to a good college and you fail out of college, you're not going to get a good job. And that really paralyzes you. That puts a lot of pressure on you to not fail. And so for your entire life, you spend that time avoiding failure, when in reality, you really need to fail in order to find out how to succeed. You look at anybody out there that is considered the greatest of all times, and we call that GOATs, right? The GOAT, the greatest of all time. They all failed. They all failed. They all took their chances. They tried different things. They tried different strategies. They tried and tried and tried until they found one that worked for them, that succeeded. And I think the faster you can realize that failure is a good thing, the faster you're going to succeed, because failure is not failure in a sense that it's bad, but failure gives you feedback on what you shouldn't do. And it's going to lead you in a direction of what you can do and what's going to work. And everything out there is a test. So don't be afraid of failure. Failure is a good thing. And without failure, you will not succeed. And the last thing that I would tell myself, and this is the biggie, and this is the one that I want you guys to really, really pay attention to, because this after 3 years with taking action online and the prior 3 years of just floundering around, this is what I realized is a big secret to succeeding, and that is your mindset. Now, if you watch any of my videos, and maybe you may hear me say this in passing, that 90% of your success is mindset based. The other 10% is skill set based. And by skill set, I mean, learning how to build a landing page. Can you write an email, set up an email automation, all these things. These are skill sets. These are things that you learn, by the way. And just so you know, everyone learns differently. That don't be sad when someone else learns faster than you, because this is just the way that it is. Everyone learns at different levels. But where people succeed and fail is right here. Their thinking, their mindset. Because in the past, when I first started off, if I didn't understand something, if I didn't know how to do something, rather than put the time in to learn it and put the time in to trying it and failing and trying again and failing and just keep failing forward until I found some success, I would quit. I would go like, this is too hard. Forget it. I want easy. I want something that's easy and fast. I need that. And I would just quit, and I would just go to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And next thing you know, I spent a ton of money. I wasted a lot of time, and I just felt really, really horrible. So over the years, I've learned that it's your mindset. If you encounter an issue, if you encounter a hurdle or a challenge, you need to overcome it. That's part of growing as an entrepreneur. That's learning how to fail forward. And I think a lot of people don't have that mindset, that willingness to grind it out, the willingness to have that grit to figure out what is the challenge and how they're going to overcome it. That stops a lot of people from succeeding. That to me is so important that I had to have this as the last thing that I would tell myself, is that if you don't have the proper mindset in this business or anywhere else, you will not succeed. Think about the people who are at the top of their game. Think about all the people in any sport, in any business, in anything in life. These people have put in the time and the effort. They have a really good mindset because they're willing to work through the challenges and put that work in, that grit. They're willing to overcome because they know that the more that they do and the more they stay focused, the more disciplined they are, the faster they get to success. That's why some people who you think may have less skill set than you, these people can end up being more successful than you because they're willing to outwork you. They're willing to put in the time and the effort and to set their mind to it, to grind it out, to work harder than you will. Because in this world, anybody can make money. Anybody. If I can make money, so can you. But here's the thing. If you can't put in the work, if you can't focus, if you don't have the discipline, if you're not willing to put yourself out there and to keep failing forward and just really outwork the person next to you, you're not going to make it. That's flat out the truth. And that is what I would tell myself if I could go back in time and sit across from myself on a table. So I hope you guys found these tips to be helpful. If you guys did, drop your comments down below and give this video a thumbs up. I really would want to hear you guys' feedback on this. And I know a lot of you guys are going through what I've been through or are going through it right now, things that I talked about right now. I'd be interested to know, did you learn anything? What else could you add to this list? What else have you learned? Please let me know. I really want to know what you guys think. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Before I go, I wanted to let you guys know, if you guys are starting off with affiliate marketing and you want to set your mindset straight, which is the most important thing, then go ahead, click on the link below because I got some free training for you guys that really is going to put you on the path towards success. So thanks again for watching. This is Ken Furukawa from kenfurukawa.com, and I'll see you in my next video.